Well, I am the nephew of an American, what we consider an American hero, Harvey Milk. If people are not familiar with who Harvey Milk is, he's the first LGBT person in the world that has a government holiday every May 22nd in California. The government of California has a holiday, Harvey Milk Day, so the 40 million people in California celebrate his life and his legacy. He also received the highest civilian accommodation, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. I had 2 Academy Award-winning movies made of him, opera, plays, books. So he's quite famous in that regard, and his message is very unique. And as being his nephew, who is also gay, openly gay, I, with his former campaign manager, Ann Cronenberg, began the Harvey Milk Foundation. We believe in a global vision of equality and a global vision of inclusion, not just LGBT, but all minority groups and all disenfranchised people. And so what I do in that role is to try to publicly address these issues. I do not believe that the United States has the answers, so I don't go and visit and talk about our answers. I talk about what we need to do together. But the work in the United States still needs to be done. We do not have equality in the United States yet. We do not have gay marriage on the federal level. We don't even have employment non-discrimination on the federal level, although the majority of our regions, what we call states, have passed that. What we do have right now is a president who is a fierce advocate for inclusion, including the LGBT community, who has very uniquely used the diplomatic corps and our foreign relations to further the rights of LGBT people and minorities and diminished people that are non-LGBT. And he has President Obama has done a tremendous amount of work also to pass laws that are protective of the LGBT community that the president can do. We have 3 divisions of government that are very strong in terms of their province, their ability, and so we have one law called the Defense of Marriage Act that was signed by President Clinton that defines marriage between a man and a woman, and that has to be repealed by either our parliament or our judges, but the president can't do that. But he's already not defending that law in the courts, and he does control the lawyers. So he's doing a tremendous amount, but your question was what still needs to be done in the United States? A lot. For instance, I'm hoping to address the members of the Democratic Party today here in Milan, and what we have seen that we are trying to pass some information of best practices on is that there is an intersection between economic prosperity and inclusion and the celebration of diversity. And I think it's very important when we have economically tough times that we are not going into a divide and conquer or separate, or we can't think about human rights because we have economic tough times. We actually have to be talking about inclusion and diversity, because in the United States, our most successful companies, our most successful businesses, whether small, medium, or large, actually are very inclusive, and the ones that are only looking at one sector of the population or don't have diversity in their leadership or don't have non-discrimination policies are not prospering. And so there's a direct correlation between economic prosperity and good human rights, equality, and democracy.
Qui in Regione Lombardia c'è un assessore.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you were there.
No, I understand totally what you
did you? Okay.
In Lombardia c'è un assessore che si chiama Romano La Russa, che è fratello dell'ex ministro della difesa, che ha definito i gay dei malati da curare. È una polemica che avviene molto spesso. Vorrei un commento da lui su questo. Cioè, spiegagli bene chi è.
Yes, Romano La Russa is a politician. And Frank,
Could you speak a little louder?
Romano La Russa is an Italian politician.